What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Safely to Shore, presented by Lighthouse Esports, the show where two idiots look towards an expert for guidance on esports and content creation. I'm Captain 3K, and joining me once again, looking better than ever, is the king. It's MochaLove.
Yeah, y'all thought I was going to come back. Apparently they liked me. So, after a month's break, we're finally back, and our fourth guest has been grinding for several years now, starting with his original company, the Collegiate Esports Recruitment Directory, to becoming acquired by Efuse and forming the Efuse pipeline.
Yeah, absolutely. It is none other than one hell of a businessman who's only 17. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Varun Tranquil Verma.
What is up, guys? So glad to be here and talk to you all. You guys really are some of my oldest friends in the industry, and I'm glad that I have the opportunity to share some of my thoughts.
Oh, it is so hyped to get you on. I don't know if I could do it. I thought maybe you blew up a little bit too big, but it's good to have you on. I want to just, start out with you as a person before we go try to tackle this massive project that you've been working on. Just tell us about yourself.
Yeah, of course. First of all, shout out to the chat for being here. Feel free to drop any more questions as they come in. But, my name is Varun, and I've always been, in my mind, business-minded. So as a young kid, always used to be selling Pokemon cards, selling bracelets. I always used to win the charity fundraisers and prizes in elementary school. But coincidentally, I've also really been interested in gaming. So as a young age, from a young age, I've always played Black Ops 2, and I've been interested in content creation. Nowadays, not the best. It wasn't really good back then either, but it's a story. But the two really just fit well, and since the sixth grade, I've always been pursuing my own business ventures in esports and really just combining my two passions, business and esports.
Fantastic. Before we get too far into some serious, more heavy topics, I do want to say Varun is not lying to you. He was not very good back in the day. In 2017, Varun and I were big businessmen in the Roblox esports space. If you're not familiar, it's a game where you can create your own games on side of the website. Me and Varun, we both owned professional top tier organizations for a game called Counter-Strike Roblox Offensive, where it's basically CS:GO but with blocks. And I owned Fear Esports. He owned Enter Esports. We went to all of the majors. I don't think either of us won many games, but we were certainly there. We got thousands of views. We were popping off.
Yeah, Alex, I was going to say I'm glad that you brought that up, but I'm really not. I've been trying to erase that from my sports history, but now that you brought it up, I will. So Roblox has been the start for me. I will say that it's just been a lot easier to get into. Call of Duty, a lot older. A lot older. There's not too many opportunities for us, and since we were 6th, 7th grade, 8th graders,
yeah,
we had to figure out how to get into the industry. We were passionate, we had that flame, and Roblox was the way. So we got in, and being us, we rose to the top. And although we didn't have the best teams, we certainly acted like it. So I thank you for sparking that moment, but hell of a start, man. Hell of a start.
Well, really, that's true though. It's like, are you familiar with like this is gonna be an interesting topic, like JB BizTown? Have you ever heard of that before?
No.
I have not.
Okay, it's like an elementary school camp where like you go, like it's like a field trip. You go out and as kids, you like get a business for the day, and everybody goes around to different stores and stuff like that, and you play a role. It's literally like that is what Roblox esports is for like children. They get the experience either as producers, commentators, team owners, players, but in an environment that's a lot safer for them, and it's just as toxic, but it gives them a chance to actually like get the ball rolling. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you learn so much. It's like a whole other world. It's like a whole other esports industry because there are so many games. Just like in the real world, there are so many games. There are different leagues, there are different team owners. It's a whole other environment. It's a whole other ecosystem. Just instant kid friendly. So people didn't ask you your age. If you were 12, if you were 13, well, if you were 22, you treated it the same exact way. And I love that. And I feel like I'm so grateful. We should all be so grateful that we got our start there because it was a hell of a start.
Yeah, I'm sorry to bring it up, but I think really you should own it. It's a good stepping stone for you. It was good experience, and now it's given you this ability to go and create a business, which that first business being the Collegiate Esports Recruitment Directory, or CERD for short. I know that was one hell of a process. I'd love to hear about that. Can you walk us through it?
Yeah, of course. Part of me considers Enter as my first business, but a more real part of me doesn't, because it was a Roblox team. So after after Enter kind of finished its lifespan, we decided to sell the organization to Frostbite Esports, which was a much bigger organization. At that point, we had already created CSGO, Call of Duty, League of Legends teams, so we had some leverage there. I definitely learned a lot in that process, and it all started when I went to a convention actually in my local town of Wichita, Kansas. And I learned about college esports and the idea that people can actually go to college and compete in esports at a competitive level and maybe even earn a scholarship for playing. So after I heard about that idea, after I learned about that concept, I really realized that not too many people, particularly in my high school, but I also knew that other gamers didn't know about these opportunities. So I set out with the goal of changing that and really helping to inform the high school players about these opportunities, and then afterwards connecting them to the colleges themselves. So I started by contacting college coaches mainly, just to see what they would need and what we could help with. By that point, I already put together a fairly substantial team of a few friends. So we felt like we were on the top of the world, and we felt like we were going to own it. And I'll say we almost got there. So we reached out to the high schools. We reached out to the colleges. We figured out what we needed to do, and then we started putting it together. I'll be honest, it wasn't the most bougie. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the best platform, but we made it work. We were bootstrapped by Excel and Google Forms, but at the end of the day, after over a year of operation, we were working with over 60 college coaches and several thousand high schoolers. So we had created really a platform where high schoolers were going to college, earning scholarships, and we realized that even the top level players actually earned upwards of 50 scholarship offers just using CERD. So crazy opportunities. We were getting kids into college. We were proud about it, and that really just inspired us every single day to move on to the next.
Dude, CERD was a hell of a project. You guys spent so much damn time on it, and it was cool. It was really cool to watch. Not to, unfortunately, be a part of it. I wish I was. I would have been on the track upwards. But getting to watch you guys go through and develop it and really turn it into something, and then get to take all your friends to the top with you is super dope. I want to know where Efuse came into it, how they got involved, because I know they ended up acquiring the whole thing. Like you said, it was pretty bootstrapped, but I think the actual idea of it really was the selling point.
Yeah, of course. And to step back, we definitely would have taken you, Alex. So
dang it!
That's a mistake on your part. Yeah, for sure.
I knew it.
So
Yeah, don't lie to him. It's okay.
I'll go back to kind of what I was feeling then. The main selling point of CERD was our connections with college coaches, with players. We had the establishment. We were in the industry. We had the connections, and that was really what we took to Efuse. Efuse is an incredible company. They have the resources. They have the vision, and we just really wanted to be a part of them. After we got that offer, it really came down to ownership versus impact for me. I want to have ownership over the company itself, which I would have had with CERD, or did I want to make the most impact possible? And I knew that that impact would be possible in the Efuse because they have the money, they have the engineers, they have the resources, and they have the drive to make this happen. So after I got that message, after I really realized and took a step back and thought about some of my other actions, I realized that everything I had been doing up until this joined is impact driven. So I knew that impact was a choice for me. So I decided to go for Efuse. At that point, I had already been interning for Efuse for a little bit. So after kind of talking, we Serge joined Efuse, and I officially became the director of the pipeline. So since then, I've been leading the pipeline since August of 2020. And just recently, on July 14th, we released the pipeline to the public, and people can now sign up. College coaches can sign up and take advantage of all that we have to offer. So Efuse came in, and I wouldn't say that they necessarily saved us, but they amplified us to a level that honestly we couldn't imagine. Because now we are impacting literally tens of thousands of kids, and the goal is, and the plan is, that we can maybe hit the million mark.
The million. Damn, he said the million. He said, "Yo, what did he say? You said the million?
A million.
God,
that's a lot of bands right there.
It's a lot of people." So, taking just a quick step back, because I do like to get the audience involved where I can. They want to know, when did it really hit you that CERD was something that was going to impact or had impacted so many people?
Yeah, great question. Because when you're in the weeds, when you're working in one partnership, when you're talking to one college, when you're talking to one high school, it's really, really easy to just lose track and forget the vision behind it. It's really crucial to really just take a step back and think, this is what my work is doing every single day. So really taking that step back is what worked for me. And also talking to students, because after talking to students, after kind of realizing, talking to students really allowed me to realize the extent of what I had been doing. And it allowed me to realize that colleges were recruiting players because of us, and students were really going to college because of us. Don't want to go on too much of a tangent, but
no, go ahead. It's a podcast in the day.
High school esports players, gamers in high school, are really some of the most disadvantaged when it comes to education, because a lot of gamers really don't pursue higher level education, and 80% of gamers aren't in a club. They don't do any extracurricular activity. So the idea that schoolers can join a gaming club and can get involved with gaming is really an incredible concept, and is really changing these kids' lives, not only on a college perspective by getting kids into college, but also by just getting them involved more in their schools and academically. So incredible opportunities that we were providing, and it really came to us by taking a step back and looking at the players, talking to them.
That's so wholesome. It was a hard battle to get our high school's esports program off the ground, because like, especially if you have a school board that is like very old, as most school boards are, they tend to be a lot less willing to like open up to new ideas. And it really took the fact that kids had the potential to get involved. Like, most people that had came to the first meeting that we had to try to even make it a thing were kids that you never saw after school doing anything, kids that didn't usually seem too happy at school, that didn't really have great grades, is because, you know, gamers they tend to be a little bit off the wall. They don't, they're a little bit more distant than other kids, and it's really nice to have a way to get them involved in something, and then also give them a route to college, even if they're not the smartest academically, even though I know some gamers who are, damn, are they smart. Like the one right under me on the overlay. That dude's smart as hell, and he's a gamer. And get kids to college even if they don't play a sport or something like that. Like, this for them is their sport. I think what really did it for us, we went to our first board meeting. We talked to the superintendent of the district, and we were like, that guy over there went to college on an esports scholarship, and I think that's where it really clicked for them. So I really appreciate that you're doing it on a much bigger level.
I mean, I'm doing stuff on a high level. I still get involved with my school, and I feel your struggle, man. It's crazy to think that, like, we're doing stuff at such a high level. We're getting kids into college. We're providing kids such great opportunities, but still can't get a goddamn sports program for Wichita East High School. It took so long. Still, we barely got it. So, um, schools really don't understand. A lot of them don't, but that is the future. I hope to get into this more later, but I think high school esports is really the future for college esports, and really the pipeline between high school, college, and then eventually college and pros. So,
Have you ever thought about putting like some sort of package together to present to schools? I guess for you it doesn't really matter since you're not like a league, but I don't know if it'll like boost your stats to have extra kids to pick from, you know?
yeah, so we have partners that are doing that from major leagues, high school leagues, to like scholastic partners. If you've heard of ASEF, North American Scholastic Esports Foundation, they're doing a great job in providing opportunities, working with high schools to set up those programs. School Esports League, Varsity Esports Foundation are doing something very similar as well. So I'd love to see initiatives like those. Doesn't really fit into the framework of Efuse because we're really focusing now on high school to college and setting up that infrastructure so that we have something to give to the high school programs in the high schools and convince them once we need to. So we're focused on the high school to college side, but I love to see some nonprofits and also High School Esports League, VEF, step in and make that happen for the high schoolers.
Okay. Back to getting into the Efuse system. What did that transition look like? Was it pretty much just take the same people, give them new titles, and vibe with more resources?
Yeah, I'll say that third was very volunteer based. So, didn't pay people, and
if you don't
with
money.
that, didn't have any fun. But, also, like because of the volunteer based aspect, there really were so many people involved with third.
Right.
There were so many people who were competing in high school esports. Oh, no, sorry. There were so many people who were working in third on a volunteer level. So we couldn't give those opportunities to everyone because we couldn't pay everyone at Efuse. So
Right.
we came in with a team of 3 or 4 people from third into Efuse. And thankfully that worked out in that everyone stayed motivated and everyone stayed grinding. So that was the transition. But these resources have really been what's allowed us to take this to the next level in that we use their engineering team, we use their capabilities in terms of their website, their data storage, and then also their massive social media presence and sales teams. We've taken advantage of those. Although we did have to rebrand to the pipeline, which I love now because third is a dumb name.
It's a little outdated.
Little, yeah, that's an understatement. I like this has really been what's allowed us to take this to the next level, and the resources and our team have really I'm so grateful for.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Wait, what are you doing?
You're looking at me. I don't like the way you're looking at me.
Oh, I was gonna let you go. I thought you had something. You were like in the mic, so I figured you were gonna say something.
I don't have anything to say.
Oh, okay. So, about the program as a whole, now that you have these more resources in the bag, I'm sure the goal has changed at least a little bit. Like the overarching goal, obviously, still is help as many people get into college as you can. But what do you have specific goals with the pipeline as a whole that you're hoping to achieve?
Towards get kids into college. That's what we've been doing so far with the pipeline, and the goal is really to do that as creatively as possible. So, through combines, through the platform itself, learning articles, we want to do all we can towards get kids into college. I'm it's one word together. So, that's really the goal, and our goal is really to be creative in doing that. So we have that mission, and everything below that is all how can we solve that goal as quickly and efficiently as possible.
Okay. We'll drift a little bit away from the the founding as a whole, just because I don't want to put anyone to sleep with these big businessman terms. So I'll ask you for just the collegiate scene in general. I know, dude, you haven't even entered it yet. Doing so much work and you haven't even really gone to put your own feet into it. But what do you see as the future for collegiate esports? Where do you see it going?
I see the future of collegiate esports, I would say, as like prelude to the professional side. And then I see the future of high school as a prelude to the collegiate side. So my boss, my mentor, Patrick Klein, is a former coach from Ohio State University. So he knows his shit when it comes to the recruitment process, especially on the collegiate side. And I've really been learning from him in the sports and the traditional aspect of it. And my goal is to incorporate that same aspect, that same process into the esports side, because I really just know how well that works. So the pipeline's goal is to start as a way to get high schoolers into college. But eventually we want to move on to get college students into the professional scene and really foster their development throughout their esports journey. So the future of the collegiate scene I see as a prelude to the collegiate the professional side rather, and the same goes for high school into college.
See, I knew it. No one said it. No one from the pipeline has said it because they've been so focused on just getting this into the public's eye. But I knew that the goal would eventually be, because, dude, go look anywhere. It's talked about all the time that there currently is no way to get pros into the pro scene other than hope that your pug team does well and stream on Twitch. But eventually, one of these days, in what I would call the esports 10-year plan, where eventually we have to find a way to make esports somewhat look like traditional sports and taking people up the pegs to actually getting to pro, I'm happy to see somebody actually avidly working to create that foundation that no one has even really figured out how you'd even start to tackle that.
I'll be honest. I mean, haven't really gone too in depth. We have started building the connections to the national teams. That's something we're doing very actively. But there's a problem in that players can just go directly to the pro scene, especially from high school. So it really comes down to how can collegiate esports make these students better, and how can collegiate esports put these college students into a position and really amplify their gameplay in the 4 years that they have at college. So it really comes down to how those 4 years can turn someone into an amateur to a professional, and that's something that you really have to tackle from the core of collegiate esports. And there are some programs that are doing it very well. Maryville, to name one.
Dang it, dude! Come
in my opinion, at least.
Come
on.
on.
They're doing good.
God, how?
Missouri Baptist University as
no,
well.
No. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about.
It's really a core problem, and there's a lot to do. So I'm really glad to see that if you're working on it.
I was gonna say that I think I can answer that question, and my answer would be, I think you have to do what organizations like Maryville are doing. I think you don't function your program as a sports club or just something that exists to make your university money. Maryville functions their university like it is a tier 3 org or tier 2 org. They play every event. They have, I think, 4 or 5 specific esports staff that get paid good fucking money to literally just run an entire organization, which is exactly why they're able to take their league players, and they've already sent 2 who are playing in the LCS summer right now for the Golden Guardians, because they are a team that like gives off the scent of like professional. They're very much respected. I think right now, if you go to any other college, including the one that just beat them in the in Collegiate League of Legends, no one else looks like that. No one else is, a pro team is not going to look down at any other university and say, yeah, you guys definitely have something and are fostering something that we can take. I think the collegiate scene needs to stop just looking for players to fill out a roster, but start really looking for the very best talent to really go win national titles, and which then the competition looks better, and you end up actually building that environment that pro teams are going to want to pick players out of.
I mean, the problem is that the people that want to go pro straight out of high school.
That's true too.
That really is the issue, is because I know I have guys at my school that they have dreams of going pro, but they can't do it at college. You can't do it at college. When you get stuck into the college scene right now, it's very difficult to get out of it.
So I mean, high school, like college esports just has to develop players that can't go pro into players that can go pro. That's kind of the way I look at it.
Well, I think also the issue is that the average retirement age right now is like 30. And once you are in college and you're graduating, you're probably 21, 22. So you're already hitting where your peak should be in your pro career at the end of your college lifespan.
I'm trying to think about what the solution to that is, because I would imagine that retirement age
I have one.
is physically.
I have one too.
I have
Fair.
one. Okay, so I'll give a shout out to one of my absolute favorite people, so I can post this clip on Twitter and get her onto my damn podcast. Her Twitter is at @the_gamerdoc. She does she is a licensed doctor. What the hell do you get when you're a doctor? A degree? She's a doctorate. Yeah, that makes sense. So she has a doctorate in physical studies? I'm really not. I'm not very smart. No. In like just medicine, and she does. Shut up, bro. She wrote a book about medicinal practices for esports in specific, because she's worked with several pro organizations, and she's like developed all these ways that an esports organization can help players with different stretches, different actual mental and physical health, to make their retirement age significantly farther than it is. Like, she believes truthfully that if you can like do certain exercises to work your reaction time and your mental health, it can legitimately significantly prolong the esports athlete's career. But right now it's still looked at as like, hey, we're gaming, and not, hey, we're athletes. And I think like we're really getting there to that point. Like the FaZe magazine, having them not look stupid and having them look like they're literally lifting weights with Nick Merckx in the front of the magazine, it really gives off a different look that like gamers can be healthy. And I think once gamers start being healthy and actually practicing like they're athletes, that retirement age gets longer.
It's a good way of thinking about it. Yeah, I had never looked at it as a problem that age was so early. So it's definitely something to consider as players do and leave the college scene at 21.
I have an idea as to how we go from high school to college to professional. You want to hear it?
Yeah, what is it?
So, you know how traditional sports has like their pro league, and you can't get into that unless you're a certain age?
No, stop. Okay, listen. Don't say the solution is that we put age requirements on professional play.
The solution is we have high school divisions. We have Misha, we have Isha, whatever they are. For every state has their own division. Isha. Every college has their own division. We have NCAA, we have NAIA, we have all of those. We have Heart of America. We need the same ideas for college.
Okay, let me hit you with this though. Here's the issue that you run into, right? The professional scene is the best of the best. LeBron went to the NBA out of high school because he was way too damn good to play in college. That's why his rookie season, he dropped 20 to 30 points a game.
I agree.
Patty Penn is 17 years old. He represented X10 Esports from Brazil in the Masters because he is really, really good. And a lot of the tier 2, tier 3 Valorant scene right now is 16 and 17 years old.
Yeah, so but tier 2, tier 3 needs to be high school and college.
You think
tier 1 at the highest tier needs to be pro, and that's where you skip to go from high school straight to there. But everything under that should be what our college teams are, should be what our high school teams are.
I don't think I disagree in that I don't think that just for the sake of fostering high school and collegiate sports should be like lowering the level of competition in the professional scene. That's just my opinion, though. I mean,
Well, I'm
I've
not
never
saying,
heard that before.
I'm
But
not
tier
saying
two,
like
two, three
lower
isn't
the
professional.
level.
It
I'm
will lower the level, though, in that like if a high school like 15-year-olds are just like the best. Like
This is
16-year-olds in Fortnite are just the best. So if you take those out, like
Well, they're still gonna play pro. That's what I'm saying. When you're that good, you're still gonna play pro. There's no age limit that can change that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that should be your age limit. I'm saying that these tier 2, tier 3 teams are already high school, college age kids.
That's actually
Have them play in those as for a high school or for a college, because then they're also gonna get a degree.
well. Isn't that just?
um,
Didn't you just describe the Rocket League collegiate scene just now?
That is the Rocket League collegiate scene. That's what's
Just-
crazy is
just steal
I
tier
play
3 teams.
yeah, in Rocket League, I play subs for RLCS teams. I play them all the time because they're not the RLRS, the rival series teams. I play them all the time because that's a tier 2 teams, and they went to college, and then they sub in for these tier 2 teams when they can. I feel
so-
like that's a good idea.
So
and if a player is just like good, but there's no other good players at their college, I don't feel like that should be a restriction on
That's fair.
competing at a high level. That's something that I've always gone through with the pipeline, like in combines. Never want to restrict it only to teams, just because I know that the best player in the world just in a small high school.
yeah.
Yep.
So is the solution to that, like, obviously if you're really really good, you're going straight to pro, but like those players that are pretty good, but it's like they were born with most of it, not all of it, and they need that sort of coaching, is a solution that college coaches need to be better qualified so they can, or like maybe not even better qualified, but rather than, hey, I'm the esports head coach, but that means I'm coaching League of Legends, Rocket League, Fortnite, CSGO, Overwatch, Valorant, Dota 2, Apex Legends, everything that you could possibly, Hearthstone, Smite, Paladins, literally everything at the same exact time. Is it you need to have a specific coach for every single game, so that way those players can actually get the time to develop and become professionals?
It depends on the college, just because even in this professional sports space, I mean, Northern Mississippi University Technical Christian College University isn't going to have best basketball team, the best football team. They're going to not have enough resources to put towards the sport.
That's true.
And the same is going towards esports. I mean, colleges that want to invest in it, the colleges that value in it, are going to invest in it.
Mm-hmm.
They need the teams, they need the coaches, they need the staff, they need the streaming teams, they need everything. Really be the best, and they are investing that because they know that what they need to be the best. So those teams are going to be the ones that really get to the top, but others maybe won't. But that's not a problem because kids that go to that random Christian technical school don't really care. Don't think that they can go pro either. So there's some schools that I think will just naturally not be a good fit, naturally not be the place for someone who wants to go pro, and there will be some that will.
Well, also,
Here we go.
the goal, dude, it's like any collegiate sport, right? Like, literally, I'm gonna echo Varun. The goal of D1 collegiate sports, or like, well, even like D1 colleges aren't D1 esports colleges. Like, D1 esports is like Maryville, Northwood, Boise for streaming, but not necessarily for playing the game.
The Rocket League team is cracked. They
Yeah, but
keep
only the
stomping
Rocket League
me.
team. Only the
They
Rocket League team.
keep stomping me every year.
Those schools that really invest into it, I think, are what ends up looking like the Division One. And that's like back to my original point with Maryville. Those are the schools that professionals can look down upon and go, yeah, this is something we can poach talent from. But then when you go to like Missouri Baptist University competing in the we're Christians and we play sports league or the conference for their actual sports, like their basketball team, nobody from the NBA is scouting that team and going, yeah, we're gonna grab these Christians and take them to the league. You know what I mean? Like, rather, it's more like, hey, you're pretty good at basketball. We have a team. We like to make money, and we also like to give you an education. But if you're really good, we still want to win the title at the end of the day. So here's a full ride scholarship to come to our university, but you're not going pro. You're simply using this as a tool to get you your degree. I think that is what I think sometimes collegiate people around the collegiate space fail to consider, that maybe this is gonna be severely sad, and don't get discouraged. I'll be the one to say it, not Varun. Sometimes you just aren't gonna go pro, but that doesn't mean that you're not pretty good at the game and can use it to go maybe win some scholarship money in high school or in college and get yourself a scholarship to go be a doctor one day. Oh, he's gone. He died. Oh, he's back. What'd you say? You definitely lagged that whole time. Just whatever you said, say it again.
Oh yeah, for sure. I totally agree with you. Self-conscious is required, and I think that I would hope so at least.
Yep. I don't know. It's such a tough space because everyone that plays collegiate esports has a dream. It's a really big dream.
Well,
and
everyone.
Really
no, sorry.
Most people. I don't have a dream. I recognize my faults. But some people are really in it. Some people really want it, and I don't want to necessarily talk down and deter them. But I also don't think that right now esports is set up for an easy college to pro transition. You really got to go pro out of high school right now. And I think it's tough. It's tough because that's not what I think any of us want that to be. We want to be able to watch these college athletes the same way we watch college basketball athletes go get drafted into professional teams. I think that'd be so cool to watch one day.
Oh, yeah, it would.
But right now we're just not there.
Well, don't worry. In 5 years, this guy's gonna have done it. Like,
exactly.
Calm down. Well, also like every sport is kind of like that though. Like everybody hustling is like, I'm gonna go pro. And I mean, for some people, even if you go to like a JUCO, you end up figuring it out. But like, and there are people that go to tiny universities that are just getting the experience and getting the most money and have the potential to do it. So definitely, yeah, I don't want to deter people, but like, there's only so many spots at the end of the day. And it is nice to be able to afford food in a house. Anyway, speaking of affording a food in a house, you can actually do that through college, getting yourself a college degree. There are various different like organizations that I think are pushing for this. Obviously, the Pipeline being one. We don't have to hit this too much because I don't know like what you're allowed to talk about. But are you familiar with Spin?
I am.
Yeah, I would hope. I'd imagine. What do you think of Spin? Just in general. No, I get it. You're trying to stall the topic out. No, it's fine.
I'm trying to charge my computer. I'm joking. Because
he just dies in the
middle of yeah, Spin. That's a part of Stay Plugged In, right?
Yeah, Stay Plugged In. It's Stay Plugged In Academy. It's like the Pipeline.
Fun company. We've actually worked with them on an event previously.
Wait.
It was a while ago. We hosted a Rocket League event with them. That's Rocket League talent. So I love what they're doing. I love their partnership with, I believe, NASCAR that they just announced.
Yeah, eNASCAR, which is a Rocket League.
Calm down.
All right. Literally
really?
Just
yeah. So I'll say that, I haven't really done too much to kind of what they're doing in comparison to us, but I love just to see more companies helping to get high schoolers into college, because at the end of the day, we're not doing this for the money. I hope that they're not doing this for the money. So the more players that are available, the better opportunities that these high schoolers have, and the more colleges that more college opportunities, more scholarships. So yeah, I didn't mean to. Well, I hope they're not doing it.
I'm kind of disappointed.
Assuming that they aren't.
I'm kind of disappointed because
Oh,
I
no.
was really hoping we were gonna get some like juicy drama of like these two Giga Chads competing for the for high school to college supremacy, but that was so well spoken, almost like this guy's like a
politically
pro
correct.
or something. Yeah,
It was politically correct.
I will tell you though, they essentially do the same sort of thing, but they charge like
Oh, they
they
charge.
charge colleges a significant amount of money.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then there's one of 100. There's a lot of organizations that do that. We don't, because we realize that high schoolers need all of the college opportunities as possible. I do though see why they would do that. On one hand, it also kind of narrows down the colleges to only the elite, as not all colleges are willing to pay. So
Welcome to capitalism.
there's merit in what they're doing.
Yep.
I love them. I love their company. I love the people who are guiding it. But I'm interested in seeing where they go. I'll be following them closely and offering assistance, of course.
Dude, Drake's in the chat. What a guy. That I respect that. I really respect that. I was gonna ask if you worry about that, but dude, clearly you're vibing on an island, so.
If they do well, I'll be happy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they're doing lands, so
They're doing land. That's how that.
they already did one. They're doing a second one in Arlington, and if you got so do you have connections with them then, or like what's the word?
If they fly me out, I'll be up. Oh yeah, we talk pretty often. Honestly, I'd say we talk about once a month and just catch up.
Well, the Arlington land actually totally fits my calendar, so I heard they need people to commentate. So I mean, like, you want to slide a GM over or something like that.
Send me a message
Use the
afterwards.
podcast just so we can.
What,
network.
dude? What do you mean? That's the whole point. That's why we started
This
it.
is just for networking.
Don't worry, we'll bring us some music guys for you coming.
Yeah. Oh well, in that case, a music producer. Just let me know.
Is there anything big coming up with the pipeline that you can throw down? I know you actually.
I'll
threw
just
down
say
something
that
already.
if there's any high schoolers out there who are interested in playing collegiate esports, there will be stuff for you. So on the event side, college fair side, platform side, no one thing in particular that I can say like, oh, I'm gonna leak this.
This is gonna be
the best
crazy.
thing ever. But I will say that if you're our target market, the world is gonna be changed. Like,
Big hype right there.
Completely different. So when's the pipeline land again?
when LAN? Oh,
Yeah, when's the pipeline
I don't know,
land?
man. I've
When's
been
the
asking the same
convention?
question.
When's PipeCon?
PipeCon.
That's not what it is.
Don't call it PipeCon.
Oh, sorry.
Don't call it PipeCon.
When's Pipeline Con? That doesn't really have the same
Nah, it's not better.
flow. What about like Conline?
I'm down with Conline.
I'm gonna try.
When's
That's kinda weird.
okay, cool. When's Conline? Like, I'd love to just meet the team.
Conline Combine.
Oh, that's fire!
That's it.
I like that one. Yeah. Someday, hopefully.
I'll be there. I'll bring my
yeah.
team out for you.
I'll be flying out.
Yeah, I'll bring the whole university.
I'll
out.
be running out.
We'll give a
Like
few scholarships
so
on the
fast.
spot.
We'll give a few scholarships on
Yeah,
the
we'll sign some people on the spot.
yeah.
So, speaking about college students who are or not, dang! Speaking of high school students who are out there listening, what words of advice do you have? Seeing as you are a high school student, who knows what it's like, who can really feel them. What do you have to say?
Sure. So, both the players and to the people who want to start businesses, I'll say that you really just need to take initiative and show up. I mean, I say this all the time. I don't consider myself special by any means, or talented by any means. I really just show up and get the job done every single time, no matter what. When people ask me to do something, I'm always there. And I always put myself in the position to help out wherever I can. So even if I don't have a job to do, I'll be there and I'll put myself in the position to get lucky. And I really seek work as an opportunity to prove myself and to make everyone proud. And I say I work harder than the smart out there industry, especially as a kid. Just to make it to the top, you really just have to exceed and disregard talent whatsoever.
Interesting.
And then in creating your own businesses, because my days, are you a businessman? What do you gotta say?
Sorry, good.
No, what? What are you gonna say? You're a business kid, huh? Because you're not 18, huh?
I don't consider myself a business. I actually don't know. I haven't thought about it. That's a good question.
What do you... Wait, you don't consider yourself a businessman. What are you? Just a guy? An associate? What are you?
A gamer gaming.
You're in the Efuse office right now.
I don't know. Continue. I'm sorry.
If you have time after the podcast, can you give us an office tour?
No, wait, just 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean? What are you? I'm gonna need some clarification.
A businessman? I mean, I just had an idea. That's tough, man. Like, if I walk to someone on the street, like if I walk to a broad, if I walk to a girl, she's like, "What do you do?"
Oh, broad!
Wait,
Somebody clip that. Somebody clip that. He's not a businessman anymore. He's not a businessman anymore. What?
I would just be so embarrassed. It'd probably help my case. I don't think I could say that. And
say what?
I'm a businessman.
You're a businessman? Oh, you couldn't walk up to the lady and be like, "Hey, I don't mean to."
I'm that confident.
Your
I'm a
first issue is
businessman.
that you're calling them broads.
Yeah, what the hell? Where did that come from?
We gotta work on that.
Yeah. We'll talk after this.
Yeah, I'll hook you up.
All right, great. Aside from that, you don't have to. I'm sure you don't have any like pre-planned piece of advice, but like in general, in your own experiences, what has been the most helpful fact for you? Like a little deeper than just like, yeah, I did the work and it paid off, bitch. Like what really has left an impact on you that can give listeners like a head start rather than just like fucking do it.
Well, I did do the work and off.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say the word.
Sorry, no, I won't talk anymore.
You're absolutely right.
But I'll say that surrounding yourself with people who are like-minded and that incredible work is just so important, because I made the mistake of surrounding myself by next to people who say didn't really care. And as soon as I found that environment at third and at enter even, young kids who wanted to grind, who wanted to make it to the top, like you. That's what really allowed me to get to the top, because I was just so inspired every day, because I knew I wasn't not normal. I knew that this is a real thing and I can take it to the top.
We also did it with like friends the entire way. So I'd imagine that working with like a group of people that you really do vibe with and like a lot makes it a lot easier to spend so much time on a project, because all of you are passionate about it, rather than just like you're going every day like wasting your life away on something that only you care about. It's gotta be a lot easier when you've got that group of people around you.
100% it is. And also surrounding yourself with mentors. And at Efuse, I'm so grateful to have some amazing people that I spend time with. Patrick Klein, Matthew Benson, crazy people who I just love to spend every second with. So I love spending time with people vibe with me and who I know are kind of on the same wavelength. And that's what really allows me to work and go hard every single day.
Okay. So let's touch on. I mean, shit, you're not a businessman. Let's touch on you as a innovator,
Entrepreneur.
as
As
somebody,
an individual,
as a human being, person on the earth. What are your goals for just your life in general? Because you're 17 and you are like you're in the Efuse office right now. Like, this is happening. Is this what your future looks like? Is there bigger? Is there better? How many Teslas are you gonna own?
I mean, hopefully one of each.
Oh,
Good
can
answer.
I get one? Can I get one? Hear me out.
No, don't
I've
give
known
it to
you
him.
for so long. Just
You
like
need
a
all those
model,
Teslas.
just a Model 3.
I'll get a Model 3, man. On. Actually, here, write a contract. I'll sign that right after this. I'll sign
That's
this
actually
contract.
hilarious.
don't do that.
Anish told me he'd buy me a Model 3 too.
I'm not gonna get you. Yeah.
No, I don't need anything fancy. Just the Model 3. Model 3 is fine with me.
Sure. But really, at the end of the day, I want to change lives. Type later. You know, my life so far has been about helping others from charity events, from Enter, allowing people to play competitively, to Third, allowing people to go to college and learn, and now, of course, the pipeline. So, whatever I do next, it'll all be about impact. And I'm so proud to be in the position where I can get the opportunity to help others. Like I'm so blessed in that aspect that I have a family that can support me and that I can spend my time helping others. So that's my goal. I want to help lives and I want to do it at the highest skill possible.
I think that's something that, well, is for one great to hear in general, but it means so much more to hear it after the pipeline announcement and transition have already been made. I think it's one thing to like say, hey, I want to help people. My goal is only to help people. When you have nothing, when you're starting to actually get something and you say, and you still have the same message, even with what you already have, I got good hopes that you won't be somebody who gets tainted by like the power or the ownership of it all. Because I think even just partnering with Efuse in the first place, sacrificing that ownership really speaks to the fact they are somebody who just wants to see people do well.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, that's a goal, and it always has been.
Do you think? Well, probably not. Do you think you'll end up going to a university, or do you think? Personally, I'm somebody who believes that learning in the field is almost entirely more effective than learning at a university ever will be. It's just overpriced YouTube watching. And if you already have such good mentors around you, I can't really see a reason to need it since you can just throw Efuse on your resume and throw them as references. Do you think you'll end up going to a university, or is your goal more to just learn at the Kyle University? I don't remember what you said his last name was. My memory's only so good.
Yeah. Love Patrick Klein.
Yeah, there it is.
So that's a great question, and I have no clue. As on one hand, you have OSU right behind me, which is incredible school. On one hand, I have the East Coast, which I've always loved. And on the other, I have online school, online classes, online college, which I could take in tangent with
in tangent with working on the project at the same time.
Exactly, yeah. In tangent with the pipeline, I could take online, which would be an opportunity just to put 110% at the pipeline, but still something I'm very much considering. So, I'm not sure there.
Fair.
That business degree might be nice. You clearly are using it already.
Yeah,
You
but
haven't
is a
even gotten it.
business degree more valuable than getting to learn directly from somebody who
Definitely
has
not.
experience in it, though, is a thing. And then,
It's not worth shit.
yeah, that's
I
like, it's
wouldn't
just a
know.
piece of paper that everybody has. And then, like, trying to do classes, even online, is going to inevitably give you less time on your
Sure.
project, which I think is going to be an interesting decision to have to make. I hate school in general, so my decision
Oh, same.
my decision there would be super easy. But I think you're a very smart person who values education. So
I have one more year, so let's see how it goes.
that's very sad. If we go to the moon in a year, that's lights out. But that's fair. That's a good answer.
Yep.
Patrick Klein would immediately say to go and join OSU. Oh well, if Patrick Klein says so.
Oh, that's a really good point.
If Patrick
Yeah, that's a
Klein
really good
says
point.
so, yeah, no choice.
So, I guess my question is, what does your role look like here? Is this are you running the pipe? I feel like we talked about this earlier, but I didn't get the answer that I wanted. Are you there with Efuse just to do pipeline stuff, and like how far do you see this really going? Especially if you do go to college or don't go to college.
So I'm working almost exclusively on the pipeline, but I'm also working on hosting some of the events that Efuse has going on. So first and foremost priority is definitely the pipeline, making sure that works smoothly. Helping kids get into college. We have an amazing pipeline team here that I'm working in tangent with. Of course, the goal is to end the pipeline and work in the pipeline because that's what I care about.
So how does that work as like a career goes? Like, is this what you're doing? Do you think they're
good,
gonna keep
man.
you on? Yeah.
I hope so. I mean, I'm 17, so I hope so. I mean, you know, it's definitely hard to spend all of your time on one thing. I enjoy every second of it.
Good. How much they paying you, though?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Good answer.
That's the one. That's the one question I'm not.
Okay, hold on. Wait. Let's say that there was nothing else to buy on the world. You didn't have to buy food. You didn't have to pay any bills because you live with your parents. If you needed a sweet whip right now, could you buy a Tesla Model 3 with your Efuse salary?
I'm not gonna answer because that's pretty revealing, man. It's revealing.
That is really true.
It is revealing. Man, we can talk about that afterwards.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I would be interested to know in terms of. Did you see
how much that shit costs?
$45,000 for the self-driving feature?
What about without the self-driving feature?
$35,000 without.
Yeah, we'll talk afterwards.
That's not bad. That's actually not bad. What was this? There was a tweet recently about the industry's what is it? Visibility within paychecks. I think Cloud9 really was the first to really go out and say, here's how much we're giving people. Because, dude, everything has been so inflated because you just don't know. And then if you're just starting to get into the industry, it's easy to be like, hey, this is my day rate. It's significantly lower than everyone else's because, dude, I don't know what anyone else is paying. No one will talk about it. And they threw out like a Google form about like, tell us where you work, who you work for, what you do, how much you make. It's entirely anonymous, but it gives a lot of good information. So it'd be nice to just know, I guess.
I'll check out that form.
But I get it. I entirely get it.
Yeah, for sure.
I just want to buy you for my own company, so I want to know like what how much of a loan I need to take out of the bank.
They're not gonna give you that big of a loan.
What? Why wouldn't they? I'm a respectable man.
Good answer.
I'm a credit score.
I'm a businessman, you could say.
What credit score? He doesn't have a credit score.
What? I have a credit score. It's 0, but it's the credit score.
Ooh, it's pretty good right there.
It's a score. I don't even have a credit card. I think you think I'm older than I am, Varun.
18, 19.
Yeah, like, okay, never mind. You know what? Yeah, whatever. Okay, it's fine.
Too late. We're
Do
too far
you
in.
do you actively follow esports still, or do you work all the time?
I'm trying. I used to be a big player. No, I was never a player. I used to be a big watcher. But I, I watched too much. I mean, my interest has gone down in watching, so I really like to get involved in the industry side. Then, I mean, it's hard to stay in touch with all that's happening, even on the side. So I really rely on things like Observer, Insider, all of my friends, colleagues at Efuse. Um, yeah, I try to get more involved more.
Okay, that's super fair. Well, for now, I really have to find out about this salary, so we have to wrap on the show. There are no more audience questions, I don't believe, and it is it's a tradition around here actually on Safety to Shore that we don't do outros. Our
Nope.
guest does. So Varun, take it away. Give us an outro. Tell us where the people can find you. And, wrap us up.
Sure. So, first, just want to thank everyone for the opportunity to be here, and talk about myself and what I'm building. Everyone at Efuse in the chat today, thank you, thank you, thank you. You are the reason that I'm in this position today, and I really am forever grateful. So, I'm really, really thankful there. To anyone interested in getting into the industry or even wanting to play competitively, I will reiterate: show up and get the job done. No one cares about your talent. No one cares about your ACT score. Show up, get the job done, and don't be afraid to ask for advice and just work hard at the end of the day. With that, I am always open for questions if you have anything for me. Feel free to add me on Twitter or Instagram at Tranquil Varun, no spaces, and check out the pipeline at defuse.gg/pipeline and get discovered. That's all I have.
What a shill. Varun, Tranquil, Verma, everybody. I'm Cat 3K. That's MochaLove. This has been Safety Shore, presented by Lighthouse Esports, and we'll catch you in the next one.